Welcome to the Pearson Access Next training for PARCC Test Administrators. Pearson Access Next and TestNav are the two platforms that will be used for online PARCC testing. Pearson Access Next is a site teachers will use to manage their test sessions. TestNav is a site, or the app if you're using a Chromebook, that students will use to access the test. When it gets closer to the testing window, TestNav icons will be pushed out to all devices for easy student access. When you go to PearsonAccessNext.com, you will see a drop-down menu that will allow you to choose your state and take you to the actual testing management site. If you scroll down the list, though, you will also find a link for PARCC training. This is a sandbox PARCC provides for us to work in order to get accustomed to navigating the system without doing any damage to our live data. First of all, it is very important to understand the difference between sessions and units. For example, every grade has an ELA and a math session, but the number of units within each session may vary by grade. Understanding this will help you see how the tests are organized within Pearson Access Next. One thing to keep in mind is that you will start and stop test sessions, and you will be able to lock, unlock, and resume units. This will become more clear as we work our way through the presentation. This is the homepage of Pearson Access Next. The homepage will look the same whether you are in the Illinois site or the training site. The only difference will be the color of the interface. On the training site, the interface will be brown, as seen in this picture. On the Illinois site, the interface will be blue. As a test administrator, you will function in the testing portion of this site. Within the testing portion of Pearson Access Next, you will need to be able to do the following tasks: start, resume, and monitor test sessions and units. Lock and unlock testing units. Monitor test status indicators. Log test interruptions. Understand how a student should log in and exit a test, and stop completed test sessions. We will take a look at what each of these tasks involve throughout this presentation. When you log into Pearson Access Next each day for testing, the first thing you will want to do is access your test session. You will do this by going to the Testing button and choosing Sessions. When you go into Sessions, you will see a list of all the sessions from your school. The name of each session will include your name, grade, and either ELA or math. Each testing teacher will have an ELA session and a math session. You can scroll through the list of sessions to find the session you are testing that day, or use the filters to search. Once you have found your session, you can select it by checking the box next to it and then going to the link at the top of the page that says Go to Students in Session. When you open the Go to Students in Session link, you will find you have one more step to access your test session. You will need to choose the test session from the session list that will be on the left side of your page. Once your session is open, you will be able to start or stop your session. If you have never opened that session before, you will see a green Start button. You will click this button to open your testing session. Please note, the Start button does not start any kind of timer. In fact, there is not a timer built into this system at all. The Start button is simply opening up the session so students can access their unit tests. The recommendation would be to click the Start button as students are getting settled in for the test and prior to reading the testing directions. Once the Start button has been clicked, you will find that it changes to a red Stop button and your session units will be listed below. You will not hit the red Stop button until all students have completed all units in that session. In other words, once a session is started, it will remain started for however many days it takes to complete all the units. In order for students to be able to access the individual tests from each session, they will need to be unlocked. You will be able to slide each unit to the locked and unlocked position. You will unlock the unit at the start of testing and slide it back to the locked position when testing is completed for the day. Keep in mind the system will only allow one unit in a session to be unlocked at a time. As a test administrator, you will be able to monitor your students' testing statuses in real time. Possible statuses include ready, which means the student has not yet logged into the test. Active means the student has logged in and is currently working on the test. Exited means the student has logged off the test. Resume or resume upload means the student has been authorized to resume the test after intentionally or unintentionally logging out. And complete or marked complete means the student has finished all test units within that session. This is a screenshot of what you will see as you monitor student testing. Student names will be listed along the left of your screen. Test units will be listed along the top, with current testing statuses below each unit. You will need to resume a test when a student either intentionally or unintentionally exits a test before finishing, and you want the student to continue the same test. Some examples of instances when you will need to resume a test include a student goes home sick in the middle of a test and will need the test to be resumed upon returning. A technical glitch interrupts the test and the test needs to be resumed once the issue is resolved. A student accidentally exits and needs to resume to finish. Or when the student leaves the testing environment for any reason, they will need to exit the test and then be resumed in order to complete it. To resume a test, you will choose the student from the list of students on the test session page. Check the box next to the student's name, or check the box above the student list to choose all students. Go to the taskbar at the top of the page and under Select Task, use the drop-down menu to choose Resume Student Tests. Students will log into their test using a testing ticket provided by your test coordinator each day. This ticket will contain the student's username and password. It also provides a place for you to enter a device number. It is strongly recommended as you set up your testing environments that computers are numbered and students sit at the same assigned testing station each day. This is a screenshot of what students will see when they've completed a unit. They will have the option to review answers or click Continue to follow the test exiting prompts before logging off. They will log off through the drop-down menu next to their name. Please be sure to visit park.pearson.com and go to Test Preparation Test Nav 8 Tutorial, which will provide much more information and details on how students can navigate the Test Nav toolbar. There may be times technical glitches occur during testing. It will be very important that your school has a communication plan in place for troubleshooting needs that includes not only who to contact, but how to contact the identified people. A technical glitch may affect one student or multiple students. In both cases, you will use the Park Online Irregularity Log to record the disruption and contact your school's assigned technology coordinator or testing coordinator. Also, in both cases, don't panic. This happens and it will be resolved. If a technical glitch affects one student, the solution may be as easy as having them log on to a new device to continue testing, making sure to add the minutes lost from the disruption. If the glitch affects a larger scale of students, you will need to instruct all students to stop testing, have them exit the test, record the exit time on your irregularity log sheet, and contact your test coordinator. Once the glitch is resolved, you can have students log back in and resume testing, adding on the minutes lost from the disruption. Be sure to visit park.pearson.com for additional support and training for both you and your students. Go to the Manuals and Training section to find video tutorials on Pearson Access Next, as well as your testing manuals. Also be sure to visit the Test Preparation section to find sample items, practice tests, and an interactive Test Nav tutorial you will want to make sure your students do. Don't hesitate to reach out to your school's technology coach if you have questions or would just appreciate a face-to-face tutorial.